Good morning from Rhode Island, my moped friends. Pyramid Whale here. All right, back at it again. Wow. So I took it out. Like this. It rips. I didn't get a top speed, but it's definitely fast. It's got to be at least 60. There's some adjustments I need to make, but I couldn't wait. I was too excited. I had to try it. But that'll be another video. In this video, I wanted to talk about rewiring for LEDs and the troubles of that I've found doing this. Nothing was crazy, but there's a couple of things that should be noted, I think. We'll start with how it's wired in. I have everything working at this point. So again, it runs off a 20 volt. These are just rip-off DeWalt batteries. You can get them on Amazon for like $20 or something. And they last a long time. And they have an indicator to tell you. So you grab 2 of these, you're good for quite a while. But the pack goes in there securely. You can see my blinkers and my lights and everything. The horn works, which I will get to that in a minute because the horn was funny. The lights all work. So you got really nice bright LEDs, which I'm very happy about. The tail light works. Kind of. What do you notice? It's turning the light off instead of on. Why? There's a difference between the normally open and normally closed brake light switch circuits, and unfortunately derbys come with the one normally closed. So by depressing the lever, you're opening it. So it's the opposite basically of what I need. I mean, it does work, it does do its job, but it's not correct. And that's a problem. Now, so that brings me back to the horn, which was one of the other problems I ran into. It works, okay, no problem, but it's a single wire horn switch. So basically I had to, underneath the housing in here, I don't want to take it apart because it's already installed, but you see this wire? This just goes to, alright, so I put a piece of masking tape over the metal on the handlebar, flattened out a piece of metal that's connected to this, which goes to the negative bank here, and the positive bank is going straight to the horn, which again I had to put in here because I can't fit that horn here, and I didn't want to change how this looks because it looks so good, but it's nice and loud and it works and it's in there. But so I had to flatten out a piece of metal that, so initially, normally this button just goes to ground, which doesn't work for the DC application. So I had to press a piece of metal and then I epoxied it to the tape that's in there. That's flat. It's not going to go anywhere, but it now makes a full connection from positive to negative by pressing this button instead of going to ground, which would do nothing for me for this. Let me see, what else in here? Well, you can see, I mean, it's not the cleanest, but it's all, there's no wire nuts, and as my boy Brian would say, you did a good job if you didn't use wire nuts, because I tend to use a lot of wire nuts. I have some connections, I just make them with these. Everything's running from the back here, so underneath, above the metal here, I'm grounding my reg, which is converting the 20 to 12, and then up in here is where the connections go through. So the blinkers and everything all come back. The blinkers work. They look really cool, I think. Oh yeah, I like those. I think they look pretty slick. And what's cool about these blinkers is I ended up not having to run the relay. They have relays in them, which I'm like, man, that's just Cool. It must have a relay because it does this sequence flashing. I'm not really sure. Just a nice little added bonus for me. So that was nice. Not that it would be a big deal to do anyways, but pretty sweet. I'll turn this off. And this high beam switch is now open, which means I can add something at some point if I want to. I might add some crazy stuff, like maybe some like LEDs underneath the fairings so it has underglow. Wouldn't that be cool? Why not, right? I mean, I can. Might as well. I could run like a cigarette lighter. I could do all sorts of stuff. But basically, it's really uncomplicated wiring. It looks a little shitty because I am definitely not the best, even though, you know, I do this a lot. But I mean, I'll clean it up a little bit before I put it all in. But it's, you know, it's contained in there and you won't see it. Oh yeah, I just have to wire in the kill switch, which is a key kill switch, and I'm gonna put that right through this Derby logo here, so it'll come right out of there. That's the last thing. It just came in the mail last night. That's kind of like the last electrical piece I needed. And let's see here. Check this out. How did you get 0 miles, you might ask? Well, tips and tricks, boys and girls. Tips and tricks. So, oh, I can't open it again. Well, I manually did this. I took out the speedo. There's a lot of gears and stuff in there. I took it apart, repositioned everything to 0. And you might say, oh, that's illegal. But the way I look at it, this is a brand new bike. This engine is completely overhauled and rebuilt. Every single thing on this bike has been redone. The only thing that's original for registration purposes on this bike is the VIN. And because it's European, it's not going to be in the US system. So the way I look at it, putting 0 miles on it is okay. And also, it gives me a count of how many real kilometers I actually end up putting on it. Yeah, it's kilometers. I'm trying to think what else. I think that's it for now. I mean, today I'm really going to try and button this thing up and take it out and get an actual test ride. And yeah, I mean, I'm really stoked about this. I'm happy with the bike, and like, again, I'm sad that it's coming to an end, but it is what it is, right? But yeah, if you run into any issues doing wiring, I can try and send you a schematic or a wiring diagram if anyone's trying to do this. It's the same for every bike. I mean, so just let me know. I'll be happy to help when I can. All right, everybody, have a nice weekend. Have a great day, and hope you enjoy the video. Bye.